Hello, welcome to Cbfu from the shop for the week of April 15th. I'm Sam.
And I'm Isaac.
And Jared got a job, so congratulations to Jared. We hope he gets Tuesdays off from time to time so he can come back and review some books. But in the meantime...
Our loss is the IT World's game.
Yeah, I guess I'll fill in. Hopefully we get some of the other admins to fill in. And if any of you guys want to fill in sometime, if you really, if you're up to date, if you want to be up to date on comics, just come and join us. It'll be fun. One at a time. First book of the week is Convergence number 2. Now you may be asking yourself why that we're going back to this after Isaac and Jared just completely took a shit on it last week with 2 zeros. And Tony wasn't happy with those 2 zeros, and he let us know about it.
And to be fair...
Because he gave it a 35.
Yes, he did.
He gave it a 7.
To be fair, thinking of that now, I probably would have upped it to like 3 Lugos for like the art. Because the art wasn't bad, it was just...
It was just the immediate reaction to it was not good. I think it was like expectations.
Yeah, because 0 was really, really good.
0 was really good.
And 1 was...
And it's, I thought, I know they kept saying it's not an event, whatever. I thought it was an event. It's coming out around the same time Secret War is coming out. It seems like a big idea, a bunch of multiple universes crossing over. So it seems like an event. And it just read like like you said, a video game adaptation.
Like with a free comic that you get in the video game.
And so like that in mind, like it hurt things. But, we read like a few more of the ones from last week. The question one was really good. So it changed like our minds about a little bit. Speed Force still sucked. But then we got Convergence number 2. Convergence number 2 is a better read than Convergence number 1 by far. It reads a lot less like a DC event and more like a continuation of the Earth 2 book. Yeah. Like this is where the Earth, and I honestly didn't think that was going to happen. I think it reads much more like that. I think there's a lot more stronger moments in this book than there were in the first one. There's a great moment between 2 Batmen, one that is Thomas Wayne and one that's Bruce Wayne. I think that was handled very well.
That's pre-52.
Pre-52 Batman.
Pre-52 Batman.
And look, what's his name's not on it. Scott Lobdell's not on the writing list.
Here's my problem.
So I'm pretty sure
Here's my problem, though. Scott Lobdell co-wrote issue number 1. Yeah. First of all, issue number 0 was really good. That was co-written by Dan Jurgens. Issue 1 was co-written by Scott Lobdell, and it sucked.
Yep.
This one is just by Tom King. Now, I looked in previews to going ahead. Tom King is the sole writer on this book until the last 3, where Scott Lobdell comes back to co-write the last 3. So my big worry is that any improvements on this book will be torpedoed once Scott Lobdell comes back to co-write it.
It's possible.
And I don't know if I want to go through that.
I don't know. I want to see what happens because it's
No, there were some really good moments.
I think in the end it's just going to be like all the universes get to live, and that's why DC gets to pick and choose from all the universes, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not going to be surprised if that happens. I don't think they're going to kill entire universes. I think it's weird. It still reads like a video game comic, because you got like this mastermind like saying you're going to fight, and it's just weird. But I do like this much better than the last one. It's not an event. It's not Secret Wars. It's not trying to be... Well, it's trying to be Secret Wars. Yeah. But it's not going to be Secret Wars. And but I do like it for what it was.
Yeah, no, it was much better. Yeah. It was much better. There were some really good moments in the stuff with the Batman. There's this one page of art with just Bruce standing alone after his father leaves. Yeah, that's just a beautiful page. It's it's probably the best page in the book. Yeah. But again, Scott Lobdell will be back. And that worries me.
But maybe he won't be as strong a role in it. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know what to say.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. But I wouldn't mind picking. I wouldn't say mind picking it up. I wouldn't say don't come and get any Convergence books. If something piques your interest, read the previews online. See what interests you. The main book is Convergence. That's a weekly. Yeah. And I would say hesitantly pick it up. I would give it a 6 out of 10. There goes. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens as it goes forward.
Yeah. Speaking of Convergence tie-ins.
Yes, this is Convergence Justice League International. This was by Ron Mars and Mike Manley.
Yeah.
I guess he's Manley.
He's very Manley.
Did the art. And this is one of the ones that is pretty good. It's pretty good. At this point, anytime Telos speaks and tells them what to do, I skip those pages because I'm not going to read Telos's pronunciations again. Like, fight now. So I just skip that. But that really doesn't happen until the end of this book. Most of this book takes place while the whole world is still under the dome. And I think that's actually the better ones of these tie-ins. Like Speed Force, immediately the dome went down. Yeah. Question, the dome wasn't down until like the last 2 pages of the book. And the same thing is with this one, where the dome's not down until the last 2 pages of the book. I think that's stronger because you get to see the characters that you once loved back again, and you don't have to worry about this just this fighting game. Yeah. So it's much better than some, much better than Speed Force. The art, I'm not a big fan of the art. I thought the art was okay. It was just shaky. But it was nice to see the characters again. It's not as like Justice League International should be like a wah ha ha ha.
Yeah.
This isn't really that. This isn't like the funny Justice League International.
Yeah.
This is a much more serious take on those characters.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad.
No, I mean, it wasn't bad. My main complaint was that it wasn't the wah ha ha.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been under a dome and like without their powers and trying to police this one city alone. They're not like the big heroes. They're it's Booster Gold, it's Captain Atom.
No, it's not Booster Gold actually.
I mean, sorry, Blue Beetle. And like that group, I mean, but like one of the things that was the main draw was their comedy, the sense of humor of it, and that's missing, so that hurts the book for me. But yeah, I would have given it to Keith Giffen, if I was doing it. But I'm not doing it. PC didn't hire me. They should. But it's not a bad book. It's better than Speed Force.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. Almost at this point, almost anything is better than Speed Force.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know. I just can't say. I've looked through that book again, and I just don't get it. But I would give this 6 out of 10 Lugos. Much better than Speed Force. I don't think it was as good as the Question one. I think the Question right now is still my favorite.
Yeah, that I read.
But it was good, and it's worth it. If you like the characters, you would definitely pick this one up, and it's not offensive as Speed Force was.
It was offensive. Yeah. Last book of mine for the week is Archie versus Predator number 1 versus 4. Archie's gotten like this. What do you call it? Oh, it's funny.
104.
What would I say?
1 versus 4.
It is 1 versus 4, man. It's all a battle. 104 of this 4 parts, and Archie's had like a kind of like a revolution lately.
Yeah.
Like this main series is getting written by Mark Waid and has Fiona Staples on art. That's huge, and they're going to be like revamping it, making it for like a modern audience.
That's insane. It's insane. Like what's happening with the Archie books right now.
But I mean, Archie in the Afterlife or versus the Afterlife. Archie Afterlife with Archie, whatever it is, the zombie book. It's phenomenal. It's insanely good. I've never cared about Archie as much as I do, but it's much more mature, serious tone. Mm-hmm. This is like an Archie book, like from the past, if you throw in the Predator. Mm-hmm. And just that idea is fantastic. I would give this book points just for pictures of Predator in their world. Because it's like, I'm not going to spoil it because I don't buy the book. But I mean, look at this picture next issue. That is amazing.
No,
just that idea.
This the fact that this book exists at all. It's amazing. Yeah. It's sort of like Marvel did like years and years ago, Punisher versus Archie, and that was insane too. And this is the similar kind of thing. Yeah, it's not as dark or serious as like the Archie zombies books or like the Sabrina book. This is much more like Archie.
Yeah,
and in fact, the Predator hardly appears in this issue.
Yeah, I mean, I would build up to the Predator. Why not? But I mean, everything that the Predator does appear, every time he appears, is worth the price of admission, which is $3.99. Yeah.
There's also a backup one-page story, which
that's
is
really
just
good. It's just one page, which is really good. So yeah, I mean, look at this cover. Archie has the 3 red dots on the Predator. The Predator's gonna shoot Archie. That's great. I would buy it just for the cover and the backup thing, and then like the other pictures. So yeah, I'd give this 7 out of 10 Lugos, mainly because it's just so absurd. It exists. And it's fun.
Tony's going crazy right now. The fact that we gave this 7 out of 10 and Convergence only 6.
I'm sorry, Convergence, but Convergence should have pictures like that on it. Last book of the week.
Yes, now this is a special advanced look at one of the free comic book day books coming at May 2nd.
FCBD.
FCBD is May 2nd. You can come here to Mathis Comics, get a bunch of free comics, and this is one of them.
You can buy comics too.
You can buy comics too. This is Secret Wars number 0. This when this comes out, this will be the week before Secret Wars number 1 comes out. And man, this is a cruel tease. It is really a cruel tease. The main story is by Jonathan Hickman, and on art is
somebody on art. You don't have to tell them who it is.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good art. Paul Renaud. Paul Renaud, whatever.
Whatever.
But this is basically.
It would have been better if you didn't say it.
Probably.
You just heard his. You heard that man.
If you're watching this, I apologize. But basically, are you? Basically, this is mostly a recap with a hell of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And it's just cruel the way they leave it. It's so cruel. I mean, it ends on the cliffhanger just before Secret Wars number 1. But you know what? For people who haven't been reading, like John Hickman's Time Runs Out, this is a really good recap of basically the last 2 years of story. Yeah. And it'll get you set up right for where Secret Wars starts.
Yes.
And it's really good. I enjoyed it.
I would agree. I mean, like, I think you're being too hard on it. It's a free comic book day.
Yeah, no.
It's the week before Secret Wars number 1 comes out, and I think the week after Secret Wars number 1 comes out, Secret Wars number 2 comes out.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So, I mean, it's like a weekly book once you get this free comic book day book. If you haven't been reading Hickman's book, you should. You should go back and buy the trade. You should buy this English. Whatever you're gonna do, go back and read Hickman's books. But he's so dense with the information. I can't believe that they summed up everything so well. He summed it up for himself.
Yeah.
But he does an excellent job of it.
Yeah, no, it's about like 2 pages of recap that basically tells
everything you need to know.
It tells you.
But you'll feel better if you read everything. Just trust me, you will. So I mean that's fantastic. And then there's a backup. It's it's been published already.
This is the Avengers Attack of Titans crossover comic that was, and I think in Japan they released it, but this is the color version now and in English. And it's okay. It's nothing great. It's just
if you like Attack on Titans, in my life.
Yeah, if you like Attack on Titans, you'll probably really like this. And it's nothing bad. It's just short.
Yeah, it's just a backup.
Yeah, but Secret Wars, I can't be more pumped for Secret Wars.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I can. We still got 2 more Avengers books. Time runs out. Comes out in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Same week that Avengers: Age of Ultron comes out.
And
same week as Free Comic Book Day.
That's gonna be a hell of a week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big week for books.
Yeah.
But so that's it. What do we give it?
Oh, I would give it. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because it is a free comic day and it is short. But I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10.
That sounds fair.
It's really good and it does what it's meant to do. It sets you up for the event and makes you really excited.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does. All right, that's it. We're done with From the Shop for the week of April 15th. Hope you did your taxes. Yes. We'll be back next week with some more books, and I think that's it.
Have a good week. Buy some comics.